Hi, my name's Ellie, welcome to my channel, and this week we are doing sister palettes. So, I have the Neve Cosmetics or Neve Duochrome palette and the Viseart Dark Mattes. I kind of have a plan, but as we've learned from the last two, that my plans are not always the best. Yeah. Also, quarantines make me find stuff in my closet that I got and then never wore because you can't really wear a bra with this unless you have a strapless, and I don't like strapless bras, so nobody cares if you don't go anywhere. I want to do like a three-tone lid with the blue, the purple, and either this dark one or this dark one. I don't think this is going to match the tone, so I'm aiming for this kind of swampy green. So that would be Abracadabra, Utopia, and Veleno. Veleno? Yeah, we'll figure it out. And then I'm either, this is the part that's a little up in the air, I kind of want to see how this green blends out, but I also don't want it to be too swampy. And these purples match my dress a little more. But also we could use the blues. I know I like the blues. I've done like the blues as blown out creases. So something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. And I think that is just kind of the mood. Yeah. It's still a weird time. I went a little erratic last night and crushed up some eyeshadows to make shimmery lotion. Blended them in with my body lotion and some highlighter and stuff, so you can't tell very well because of the lighting, but I am covered in glitter and sparkle from putting that on my chest and shoulders. And it's nice. It's a good look. It is a look that I would need a lot of exposed skin to do, but like if I put it on and I went out in the sunlight, I would sparkle. Like a beacon of paleness made of glitter. And I like it. I'm having fun. We're doing stuff. I made a cake. Turned out really nice. Banana cake with cream cheese icing, which just kind of tastes like banana bread with cream cheese icing, which is not a bad thing. Yeah. Other than that, been watching a lot of TV. Catching up on podcasts. Staying up way later than I should. The usual, what everybody's probably doing. I'm sure most people are doing that if they're stuck at home. I've been watching a lot of videos of people like window shopping. Since a lot of the channels I normally watch are review based, not a lot of people are doing reviews right now because either money is not super stable right now, or they just don't want to, or don't want to pressure anybody else into buying something by doing a review video, all sorts of reasons. Or some of them are starting to come to the dark side and be like, okay, I have a shit ton of makeup, way more than I will ever use. Maybe I should do more shop my stash and panning. And I'm like, yes, do that. Because I'm still, you know, I still buy makeup more than I probably should, but I'm never going to realistically go through all of my makeup before it goes bad, and that makes me a little sad. Because most of my makeup is stuff I bought because I like it, and I kept it because I liked it. So we will see. My package with my pink hair dye shipped. I don't know when it's getting here. There's no estimation, but eventually it'll be here. Then we will do something to my hair, and hopefully it will stick. I tried to do my research on whether or not it will stick to my hair, because my unprocessed hair really does not Does not really tolerate color. Oh, that's too much. I used too much there. Very shiny brow. Because when I was dyeing my hair, I was like, oh, well, I can just, like, put it on and, like, it'll, between, like, what's bleached and what's not, I'll end up with a gradient. It'll be great. At least the dyes I was using, my hair, my roots, since they weren't processed, they didn't have any bleach or heat damage that would make them more susceptible to, like, grabbing something. It was not having it. They were not touching anything. Oh, I have to make a decision now. I think we're gonna go for green. No, I lied. That doesn't match my color story. We're gonna go this corner blue and probably this purple. For the crease, we might put the green on the lower lash line. That sounds like a plan. I'm gonna start with the softer, fluffy one, just because these are dark, pigmented mattes that I know can sheer out, but work best when you have a tiny amount of product to just softly diffuse. Because yeah, that's just a little bit. Just a little bit. Lauren May Beauty was doing a, make color stories with me on, because Lethal Cosmetics has a good system for viewing their singles and building a color story and, like, letting you move them around so you can really picture them in the palette next to each other. And she was making one based off of, I think it's Valentine from the Hulu Into the Dark series, which then she was talking about the music, so I had to go watch. Turns out I really like the music in that. The movie itself was medium. It could just be that I've watched too much horror for that to be, like, my big thing. I watch a lot of horror movies, so imposter syndrome, being stuck in a place, abusive ex, that's all stuff that I've seen in a lot of different things, a lot of different movies and shows, so I'm normally a little bit more impressed by abstract things or things that are done, like, really, really well. I liked the style they picked. I was about to go in with the wrong color. I liked the style they picked for shooting it. It was very dreamlike and hopefully, at least to me, portrayed the emotions and the mental state of the character and just how surreal it would be to have somebody basically steal who you are and then yell at you for being a fraud and have public opinion on their side. Because it's based on the Poppy and Somebody Atlantic. It was a thing I knew all about, and then I probably forgot. Okay, we're gonna go in with the green on the lower lash line before I forget, because I was about to place the blue there, and that's not what I want to do. So they're all very muted, earthy tones. Which means they don't always blend out super true to color. Like, you can tell that they're two different colors, but there's a bit of swampiness in it. But the song that the main song they used for the show Edge of the Knife, which they did like 3 different renditions of. Really good, and I am a little bit obsessed now. Kind of smoking out that bottom lash line and hoping for some greenness without having to build it up too much. Although it's already smokier than I normally take stuff, so I might not even need the purple. I think we're going to do it anyway, just in the outer edge. So I'm going to take another brush and pick up that purple and see if we can do something. Kind of just keeping it on the outer bit. Again with my plans, this might be too dark for getting like a structured color crease. I think the Duochromes are going to do something really cool with it though. And I don't do that many smoky looks, so it's always fun when I do, to me. Okay, so we have crease down. I look a little creepy with the very smoked crease and nothing on my lids. But we have plans. We have a whole system we're gonna do. Okay, so I want to start with the center of the lid, which is going to be mainly this bitch. So we're going to pick her up, this brush, and just pack on the center. Trying to get a nice, smooth, metallic lid. I'm also watching a ton of Grey's Anatomy because I started a while ago. And for some reason my brain is like, I'm just gonna watch all of it. I'm gonna get current. It's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be cool. And I'm gonna know all the things because I used to watch it with my mom and sisters when it first came out, you know, a million years ago. And now my mom's still watching it. My sister hasn't really, I don't believe. I'm switching to a smaller brush and we're going to pick up the blue. I don't think either of my sisters have really kept up with it. But I'll watch my mom. She'll be on an episode and be like, I recognize like a third of those characters and I don't know why they're paired up wrong. That person doesn't go with that person, because, you know, show goes long enough and everybody switches partners a bunch, especially when it's a show like that that is so focused on relationships and interpersonal dynamics. Oh, I like that. That's very pretty. See, getting to know blue means I realize I really like shimmery light blues on like the inner corner, those aqua blues. I think for such a nice transition. Okay, so now to deepen up the outer corner, going in with Veleno and like another flat brush. I really just kind of want this out here. Oh, it's doing the thing. I don't think I hate it in this look though. It's doing the thing where it's reflecting color that has been my downfall for the other two. Still pretty cool looking. It's like oil slicky. If I had thought this out and done something with like the orange and the green, it could have been really, really oil slicky. But I like it. It looks cool. I kind of want to put this one on the lower lash line. I think we're going to do that. That is Melastrigata. We're going to put that on the lower lash line because we are a monster. And then I can pop. Ooh. Yeah, it's a messy look. It's fine. Grunge is a good thing sometimes. So, I'm gonna take some liberties, and we're gonna do some stuff. Now that we're just using all the colors, because why not? I'm gonna take Peugeot Acida on the inner third of my lower lash line, and then we're gonna pop Pauline on the inner corner to kind of tie the blue to the green, make a whole thing, and then we'll blend out the edges and see what happens. Again, it's a lot less I guess fallout? If you're doing a look that, like, yeah, I'm putting it on the internet. If you don't like it, you can tell me it sucks, fine, whatever. But I'm not gonna have people to my face be like, what did you do? Because nobody's seeing it. Other than me. And people that already know I do this shit to my face all the time. I'm not normally very good about putting stuff on the lower lash line, at least this far in. But let's see what happens. Maybe it'll be awesome. Maybe this will be my new thing. Maybe not. Nobody knows. Okay. Other brush with Pauline so we can make a nice little cute inner corner situation. Oh, that's pretty. I would not normally have picked this many duochromes for one look, but I like it. After this, we're probably going to touch up that blue just to make sure we don't lose it, because it is kind of like the color I want as a nice inner corner thing. And I don't want to lose it among all these other grunges. I have so many brushes, trying to remember which brush has what on it. I'm going to rock that a little further out, which ends up covering up the one I picked, but it's fine. Everything's fine. We're going very strange. And I'm just gonna clean up the outer corners. Yes, this corner is watering again. It's fine. Oh. It's like being a swamp witch, which is a thing I'm into, so. Let's clean up my face, put some blush and bronzer and whatnot on, and see. Surprisingly, no fallout, really. Backlash is the word I meant earlier. No backlash from people being like, what the fuck did you do to your face? I don't know, whatever I want. It's quarantine. Oh my god. This is how many brushes we used on my face. Just for eyes. If you ever wonder why I wash my brushes all the time, it's because I use them. I use them, they're dirty, I don't use the same colors every day. So you need to be able to switch them out. That's the wrong brush. This brush. So, I'm into it. Again, it's not what I thought it was gonna be, but I really like it. Oh. Oh. Let's put some bronzer on. Oh yeah, so, Grey's Anatomy. We're getting to the point that my mom actually is starting to recognize where I am and be like, oh, you're catching up. And it's getting very weird because there's characters that were brought on as like, they've gone through so many batches of interns now that it's hard to keep track of who's new and who's not. And they're trying to make me emotionally invested in some people that I'm like, I don't like that person. How long until we get rid of them? Because you get rid of so many people. Can you just speed it up? Ooh, that was too much. I think it was Vic. Vic annoyed me. Mainly because they're not really doing anything with his character. They kind of had him exist to be April's fuck buddy, so she could spiral. And then they got rid of... They kind of pushed him aside so April could sleep with a whole bunch of other people. And then, despite having not really made a character for him, they decided to make him like a conniving jump ahead person, so when they, in the show, accidentally get exposed to weed cookies, he doesn't disclose that he's had any, and then freaks out and gets injured, and then they fire him for the fact that he didn't disclose that he was under the influence, which is a reason. It's a good reason. Blush. And then, you know, they make a whole thing out of it, and then they have the sexual harassment allegations come to light for Harper Avery, which, you know, based on his characterization is not a surprise to anybody who's paying attention, but much a surprise to the characters. And then they use the legal backlash to have him try and sue his way back into a job through, honestly, just blackmailing, which they hadn't given him much character, but that had not really been his character. He'd just kind of been something else. I just don't like it. And he's supposed to be on probation. I think they've already forgotten that he was supposed to be on probation because they just, like, in the episode I was watching, they just had him use a cautery when he wasn't supposed to and blow something up And they're like, oh, we're focusing on the fact that DeLuca's saving people today. Oh, great. And I'm like, you're forgetting the fact that he's on academic probation, and if he slips up at all, he's supposed to be fired, and based on your big whole thing, and he just ignored a direct order and blew something up in an OR. Are you actually going to get rid of him? And when you do, how are you gonna replace that character? Because they got rid of Sam Bello, who was supposed to be, well, she might be, I don't know if her actress is Latin? Yes, because she's supposed to be from El Salvador, I think that's... Anyway, they have a whole thing about her being a dreamer and trying to do that storyline, and then they get rid of her, which leaves them with no representation for a South American character. They've got Kadri and they've got Vic as characters of color with not white skin tones for having some diversity, because they really didn't have that. They had Weber and Bailey for a long time, and they brought in Pierce. But, like, the original cast, other than Yang, was real white. Unless I'm forgetting somebody, because it was Gray, Yang, George, and Alex. Why did I say Burke? Because I didn't like Burke. Burke was a dick. But they're finally, like, expanding stuff and having more diverse representation, and they keep getting rid of people. They had Edwards, and they decided to make her quit out of the blue and go find herself. Who else do they have? Not much. They don't have much. Burke left, Yang left. Edwards left. Jackson's been around. So he's, I don't know. But, if you were on academic probation for doing stuff you shouldn't, why would you do something that your boss, who's, like, right there, just told you not to do? They're making him out to be stupider than his character's supposed to be. And also, since they hire actors of widely different ages, it's getting a lot harder to tell who's supposed to be what age. I know they're gonna pair up DeLuca and Gray, so I knew that was gonna happen. But they really haven't made it clear who is what age. They keep talking about how, oh, Maggie Pierce is so young to be cardio chief, even though she looks about the same age as the other actresses and actors. Which then kind of just looks like they're trying to play up the fact that people don't respect her because she's a woman. Especially when it's coming from other women. They did that with Teddy, she's like, really? Teddy knows better. I don't know, I'm just griping. It means I've been watching too much Grey's Anatomy. Because it's ridiculous. It's a very ridiculous show. And if you watch too much in a row, it all starts to compound and you're like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Ah. They've done so many natural disasters that, like, I just laugh when they have a new one. They've done planes several times. Done earthquakes, tornadoes, floods, hurricanes. They've done so many things. It's ridiculous. And yet I'm still watching it. I'm currently trying to decide between Lucky Clover and Blue Ice. I think this might be a Lucky Clover look to kind of tie in that green. Seems appropriate. And of course, anytime my mom's around, I'm just like, hey, I need to point out how super wrong it is for them to be having sex on the clock on the work site in what's supposed to be sterile environments. And then they finally do like an episode or two about workplace harassment, and then they immediately go back to sleeping with all of each other. Where they pick and choose how they want to use HIPAA and nobody has to report it to anybody. They only use HIPAA when it's convenient for the plot. Like currently they're using HIPAA to hide the fact that Teddy is pregnant with Owen's child. But on other things, they have purposely failed to keep HIPAA so that they could bring somebody else into the loop of their secret, but now they're acting like it's a big deal. If you violate HIPAA, you have to report it. There are big consequences to violating HIPAA. Setting spray time. And as somebody who's worked in healthcare and done a lot of work with HIPAA, because billing and answering phones, you have to do a lot of HIPAA training and... Actually, not a lot of training, just you have to know what HIPAA is, what you can and can't say, and what you can use as verification to prove the person is who you're talking to, and what documentation you need in order to talk to somebody who's not them. And every single character comes to the same hospital. Despite the fact that they talk about other hospitals being in the area, but anytime anybody who's slightly plot relevant, or they want to make plot relevant, will come to that one hospital, like they all live within a 2-block radius. Because I don't know about you, but I don't work close enough to my job that if I needed something, that would be the first place to go. Even when I worked in a pharmacy, there are pharmacies closer than the one at my work. If I needed something, I might have used the one at work just because I can pick it up the place I'm already going, but if I had a life-threatening injury, work would not be the first place I go. They would bring in, like back when they had Ellis Gray, and they'd bring her in for, oh my god. It was supposed to be a secret that she had Alzheimer's and was in a nursing home. And yet, Meredith kept her close enough to the hospital that when something went wrong, they brought her to that hospital that Meredith was at. And that was back when she was a student and was not in a position of power that she could have been like, okay, yes, bring her in, and then I have the magical skills to keep her, you know, secluded and on the down low that she's lost her mind. No, let's keep her right close by so people can find out about the dementia and Alzheimer's that she's trying to keep so secret. Same for when Richard's wife got Alzheimer's. Well, I think they may have explained that away with Meredith giving him the card for where she had put Ellis because it was a good place? I don't know. I would assume somebody working in the healthcare field would do their research and try to find, like, the best facility and care for their person. But you never know. Not everybody thinks like that. I'm gonna have to pick a lipstick soon. Ooh, maybe we'll do a black lipstick. Abby Williamson wore a black lipstick. in her Instagram posts, which always reminds me how much I love black lipstick. Which of course made me think, oh, I wish I could wear black lipstick more. Yes, you can. You are home. You aren't going anywhere. You aren't doing anything. You can wear whatever the fuck lipstick you want. Like black. Black lipstick is awesome. I feel like that's going to be, since the mascara's not super standing out against, well, it is a little bit, against my smudgy masterpiece. I think the black lipstick's gonna do a thing with it. I believe in black lipstick. Oh, we also had a little rant last night about, I know that it's for plot and that they like to make all these big sweeping innovations and they're setting the place up as this huge, fantastic, groundbreaking place. But they only bring up insurance when it's useful. So when they want to make a comment and have a character not be flush with cash for an episode, they'll have them complain about medical bills or insurance, or if they want to make a surgery more, ooh, are they gonna, are they not gonna, they'll bring up insurance and say, oh, well, insurance isn't gonna cover. Insurance isn't gonna cover most of the shit they do, because most of it is experimental or not the prescribed usage. You can't just decide, oh, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this in the surgery, it's gonna be great. No, there are trials for reasons. They do so many experimental procedures on these patients and then just hand wave the fact that that's a very expensive procedure. You have to pay for the surgeon, the nursing staff, the room, the anesthesiologist, all the drugs used, all the tools used, anything that's opened, you pay for. So it's not just, oh, this one doctor's willing to commit, 10 hours of their time to the surgery. That whole staff has to be paid when you do pro bono. That's why it comes out of a fund when you do pro bono work like that, because it's not just, oh, one doctor says, yeah, I'll do it for free. A whole team has to commit to that. And they've brought that up sometimes, but not all the time. They leave it out whenever it's inconvenient. So yeah, that's what happens when I watch too much Grey's Anatomy. I get sassy about HIPAA and the inability of them to do things they can bill for. Which I know, it's a story and it's all for fun, but it's very frustrating. So this is Morgue from Necromancy Cosmetics. Yeah, that's currently what they're doing with DeLuca and Meredith, is they're keeping them apart based on, oh, but I'm his teacher. Really? Because you had an affair with and married your first teacher? Derek? Christina slept with her teacher? I think Owen slept with his teacher, or was the teacher sleeping with somebody? Kepner just slept with Vic. That was inappropriate. Maggie and DeLuca. There's all sorts of inappropriate relationships, and you can't just pull it out when it's convenient and then have every other character do it, and you have had previously done it. So, this is a look. I'm going to try and angle you since the sun is going down. Maybe you can get a better view of the colors. The green is brighter in person. That's cool. Oh, I like it. It's weird. I like weird. I think the green helps. The green highlighter. Black lipstick always helps. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. I think tomorrow we're going to try and do, whatchamacallit, the Lila palette and the Sugar Pill Fun Size palette. That's my goal. I really like the shift. Oh, it's cool. It's cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll stop ranting about HIPAA and sexual harassment in the workplace and how you could not bill most of what they do. Really could not bill most of the services that they do in that hospital. But it's a show, and it's fake. It's fine. Just so frustrating some days. But I'm almost caught up. Once I'm caught up, I can watch something else and complain about something else.